I tried filming this outside earlier today, but it was a shame because it was the first like crisp autumn feeling day of the year. We'll do it in here instead, it's fine. I am currently participating in a low buy year, as a lot of people are. I'm trying to do everything that I can think of, but I am specifically focusing on clothing, and I have bought 0 fast fashion so far this year. I do have my eye on a pair of shoes for like 8 months now, so I might have to give in during the Black Friday sales. But other than that, I've been really good. And it is now my favorite time of year, which is fall and winter. I'm probably more of a winter person, but fall is a close second. One of the main reasons I like it is because of the fashion. I love the layering, I love the fabrics, I love the cut and style of fall fashion and winter fashion just more than other times of the year. And so I have a lot of things in my mind that I would like to buy, but I have been an overconsumer for a few years at this point. So I have a lot of pieces in my closet that I just don't wear. So what if instead of buying it, I just flip these old pieces into garments that I have been wanting for a while? Yeah, so let's get started on the first piece. First up is this dress. I got this a year or two ago. I saw the reviews saying that it fit really weirdly, but a lot of people said that it was because of how short the torso was, and I thought, well, I have a super short torso. It will probably fit great on me. It does not. That difference between the dress's chest and mine is crazy. I got to keep it when I returned it, and it's just been sitting in my closet ever since, so let's change this up into something actually wearable. For my design, I saw the V-shape at the waist is mirrored at the underbust, so I thought, why not take the chest area off, tuck that top V inside and match it to the waist and make it into a cute vintage inspired skirt. I've been wanting a kind of A-line simple skirt recently, so hopefully this fulfills that quote-unquote need in my closet for a skirt like this. So the first step is seam ripping the bust section from the waist section of the dress. I felt like the waistband wouldn't be structured enough for me, so I also cut out some fusible interfacing and ironed that on. Now the V-shape at the top and bottom don't exactly match, but I did my best to overlap them. Then I went from the front and top stitched over the front V to get the back to be stitched down. This looked okay at this point. I have this one wrinkle here, but no matter what I did, I couldn't get rid of it. I think the original dress had this problem, so we're just gonna live with it. My main problem is now that it sits correctly on my waist, the back skirt is doing this weird bunching. So I disconnected the shirred back from the skirt and added some darts near the side seams and then reattached the skirt to the back shirring. Lastly, I always felt this was a bit too long, but now that the waist sits lower / correctly, it was way too long. So I took about 5 inches off the bottom, then hemmed with a 1/2 inch seam, making this a total of 6 inches shorter. And let's see how this first piece turned out. The skirt is definitely not perfect. That little wrinkle at the front, the fact that I wasn't completely able to get rid of the weird bunching at the back because I needed room to fit this over my body to get it on, but it's much better than it was before, and I think paired with the right pieces like this cute pumpkin jacket, it looks really cute, so I'm pretty happy. Now, upon first look, I don't think there's a lot wrong necessarily with this piece. However, this fits me so loosely at the waist, it literally starts to creep down my hips as I wear it, and I also don't like the slim fit with the maxi length on me personally. I feel swallowed up in this, and I feel like I can't walk. So this is going to be a pretty simple flip. I'm going to take the waist in by a couple of inches so that it fits correctly, and then shorten it by quite a bit so that it sits under my knees, kind of taking this 90s inspired skirt more into an early Y2K look. So stretch fabric is actually super easy to fix, even if you don't have a serger and only have a sewing machine like me. I put in darts at each of the side seams with one of the stretch stitches that my machine has. I believe most sewing machines will have at least one. I think mine has at least 3 different options for stretch stitches. Then I chopped off the excess fabric, and you don't have to edge finish since stretch fabric won't fray. Then I lined up the hem of the skirt and took a good 8 inches off of the bottom and did the same with the inner lining layer. And once again, I'm just leaving that raw because of the stretch fabric. I recently did this lettuce hem technique in one of my summer sewing videos, and it was so fun and so easy. What I do is I take a zigzag stitch and shorten the width between each V so that the stitch is closer together. Not the length, the width, which is like how wide the V's are. Then I pull the stretch fabric as tightly as possible and stitch over the raw edge. When you release the fabric, it will create this cute wavy hem that was originally on the skirt. And with that, piece number 2 is done. I love this piece now. It fits correctly. I feel like it gives major Lorelai Gilmore vibes, who is a major style icon for me during this time of year, as she is for many people. And this took barely any time, about an hour, and I am definitely going to wear this more often. For the third piece, I thrifted this new with tags last fall, and because it was brand new, I was kind of reticent to change it, but I have yet to wear it outside the house. I just think this kind of sits on me and does nothing, and the slit in the front shows everything when I sit down, so why not change it to my current favorite obsession, a skort? So the plan is to make this into a mini skirt, and sew a pair of shorts to go under it, and stitch those two pieces together to make a skort. This started the night before, where I cut out the shorts from the sunrise skort pattern, one of my current favorite patterns, but since I already have a skirt, I will not need to use the skirt pattern pieces at all. So you can really kind of use any shorts pattern that you like. This is some twill fabric remnant I bought a while ago, so this is also thrifted, a 100% thrifted thrift flip. I added 2.5 inches to the top so I can make an elasticated waist, and another 2 inches at the bottom for my preferred length, which is about 7 inches of an inseam. As someone who apparently doesn't trust my own sewing when it comes to pants, I'm illogically afraid that the pants I make will rip at the crotch seam, so I love adding 1 to 2 rows of top stitching just to be extra secure. You'll see this stitching on store-bought pants as well. It's just a little nice added detail. Then I measured out my 1.5 inch elastic for my waistband. Then I marked 2 inches down from the top of the waist on the shorts. I turned the fabric under 1/2 inch and then another 2 inches and pinned that down to make a waistband, leaving a couple of inches at the back to feed the elastic through. I am going over this a little bit less detailed, but I cover this more when I made the skort in my summer video if you'd like a more comprehensive explanation of how I do this elasticated waist. Once the elastic was fed through, I used a zigzag stitch to connect the ends, and then after stitching the rest of the waistband closed, I top stitched a line of stitching in the middle of the elastic. This just helps make the waist more stable and keep the elastic from flipping in the waistband, which is a huge pet peeve of mine, and is one of my favorite tips I learned this year. After trying on the shorts, I put on the skirt over it and marked the length I wanted, as well as pinning that opening to what I thought would be a better line for a skort. I took the new hem marking all the way around the skirt and cut that off. This also had a lining that has never sat correctly. That's actually why I assume it got donated to the thrift store, and I didn't feel like dealing with it, so I just cut it out. I also pinned back that new front opening line I had made and stitched that down. And then I did a regular 1/2 inch hem, and this skirt is finished. I love this piece. It's probably one of my new favorites in my closet. I feel like all of the fit problems are completely fixed, and it turned out even better than I thought it would. And it feels just so much more comfortable to walk around in than before. So I am so happy with this piece. So I think that was generally pretty successful. I feel like at worst, I now have a piece that is at least wearable, where that piece was not wearable before. And at best, I have what might be one of my new favorite pieces in my closet. So generally, I'm gonna call this a huge success. I also did not intend for all of these to be skirts. It just happened that way. That was not on purpose. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, and liking and commenting also really help me out. I hope you had a good time, and I hope to see you back here next time. Bye.